Hi folks, my name is Ken Wiesner. I've edited a video here to show the world a lot of what you are not seeing. Now, this is an issue that's been going on for 4 years now. It's about Trump and people hating him and him being such an evil person. Now, first I want to say, I am neutral in this matter. I'm Canadian. My vote or my opinion makes no difference on what happens in the US. So this is not bias. This is not doing this for any other benefit other than you guys seeing the truth. What I've been seeing and observing from an outsider who cannot make a difference in the US is absolutely shocking. When I've been seeing it, my mind has been doing flip-flops on how full-grown, adult, mature, official, important, powerful people are going to such an incredibly childish extent to make somebody that they hate and want out of office purely through emotion and not through logic. Now, I'm going to admit, when I first saw Donald Trump, I didn't like him. I didn't like him at all. And I thought it was absolutely insane that he got elected to be president. But then I paid attention. I looked at both sides and I was like, wow, holy shit, what a mess. So this, for Democrats, the left, the right, I'm not saying this to be on anybody's side. I am just editing this video. It's going to take some time. My editing program is very difficult and stalls out. So I'll put as much of it as I can within a given period of time, because what is 5 minutes of video actually takes me about 4 hours of rendering editing on my video. So Democrats, left, right, Republicans, conservatives, whatever, just watch this. And as for the left, who hate Trump, how about taking this approach? Watch this evidence so that you can use it to further verify your valid hate for Trump. Look at it from that point of view. Either way, I know who I would at this point now support if I was a US citizen. Thanks for checking this video out. Watch it. Please download it, save it, use a screen capture program, whatever you do, because no doubt it's going to get deleted and fought against. But save it and repost it. Thank you. Now here is the video that I've edited.
Also had people that were very fine people on both sides. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now, in the other group also, you had some fine people, but you also had troublemakers, and you see them come with the black outfits and with the helmets and with the baseball bats. You had a lot of bad people in the other group too.
Does have a very long history. He is a racist through and through. He doesn't have to use the word N-word for it to become very clear what he is. And I think in this case,
you've never heard him use that word
I think he used it very
right?
strategically.
The N-word itself, just to be clear.
Aaron, to be clear, he never used that word in front of me. And the multiple times that he talked negatively about blacks, Puerto Ricans in particular.
Do you believe President Trump is a racist?
Yeah, no question.
How can you say that?
When you look at the words that he uses, which are historic dog whistles of white supremacy.
By the Ku Klux Klan. A young woman got killed. And they asked the president what he thought. He said there were very fine people on both sides. The president who has used everything as a dog whistle to try to generate racist hatred, racist division.
white supremacy, okay? Wait, are you listening? I denounce white supremacy.
Okay.
What's your next question? I denounce white supremacy.
Okay.
You start off with white supremacy, I denounce it.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
Are you
I'm willing
prepared
to do that.
specifically?
I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke. Any group of hate, I am, whether it's white supremacy, whether it's any other kind of supremacy, whether it's Antifa, whether it's any group of hate, I am very concerned about it, and I'll do something about it. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. These sinister ideologies must be defeated. Hate has no place in America. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans. I didn't even know he endorsed me. David Duke endorsed me? Okay. All right. I disavow. Okay?
What about David Duke is saying to his supporters and followers, vote for Donald Trump. White supremacists are saying, vote. Do you want those votes?
No, I don't want them, and I don't want him to say it.
Let me ask you about this one.
Are you ready before you ask the question?
Newt Gingrich said every Republican should repudiate this guy no matter what it takes.
And I do. Rebuked. Is that okay? Rebuked.
Rebuked.
Done.
Done.
When Chris joined, we had a news conference, and they asked me the exact same question. I said, I disavow. I put out a tweet, and I put out on Facebook that I totally disavow. And I disavowed then. I disavowed today on ABC with George Stephanopoulos. I disavowed again. I mean, how many times are you supposed to disavow? But I disavow.
Secondly, David Duke and all were disavowed. I disavowed him on Friday. I disavowed him on Twitter and Facebook. They were disavowed again. I disavowed him every time I speak to somebody virtually. It was totally disavowed.
So are you prepared right now to make a clear and unequivocal statement renouncing the support of all white supremacists?
Of course I am. Of course I am. I mean, there's nobody that's done so much for equality as I have. David Duke is a bad person who I disavowed on numerous occasions over the years. I disavowed him. I disavowed the KKK. Just to put it clear, I disavowed him in the past, and I disavow him now.
What do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party.
And I disavowed David Duke, and I disavowed him the day before at a major news conference, but I disavowed David Duke. Now, if you look on Facebook, right after that, I also disavowed David Duke. When we looked at it and looked at the question, I disavowed David Duke. So I've disavowed David Duke all weekend long on Facebook, on Twitter, and obviously it's never enough.
How do you feel about the David Duke quasi-endorsement?
I don't need anybody's endorsement.
I'm not looking for... repudiate David Duke?
Sure. How many times do I have to reject? I've rejected David Duke. I've rejected the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. From the time I'm 5 years old, I rejected them.
David Duke and robocalls are out again, the white supremacist movement supporting you. Do you have any words for that?
Well, I disavow the Ku Klux Klan, which obviously I'm going to disavow.
Do you want white supremacists to vote for you?
No, I don't at all. Not at all. And I will tell you, this is not about hate. This is about love.
I have to say, I've said it many times, and let me be clear again, I condemn the KKK. I condemn all white supremacists. I condemn the Proud Boys.
I spoke out forcefully against hatred, bigotry, and violence, and strongly condemned the neo-Nazis, the white supremacists, and the KKK. So here is my first statement. When I heard about Charlottesville, we're closely following the terrible events unfolding in Charlottesville, Virginia. This is me speaking. We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence. We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence. It has no place in America. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections.
Okay, folks, I did some more digging and tried to find the stuff that I remember seeing that has been completely wiped off the internet because of the media trying to lie about it and hiding the truth. Issues like the Mexicans being accused of being rapists and criminals and drug dealers and cartel and so on. When I saw those videos in the past, I saw clearly that he was saying, I welcome legal immigrants from Mexico as long as they go through the process. And he was referring to the illegal immigrants, the cartels and so on, as rapists and drug pushers and whatever you want to call it. So anyway, I couldn't find that part because the internet seems to have erased it, but that's what happens. These clips that I've shown you are fairly recent, so they haven't been wiped out yet. I saved them to my computer and I've added them to my small little edit here. There's lots and lots and lots more that has been twisted, but you get the point. You see how it is happening. It's as simple as, that is what they did with Trump. That is what they've done with a lot of people in the past, and they will do it in the future. People, save this video because it will get deleted and it will get wiped off the internet. The only thing that will protect it is when people save it to their own private computer so it can be shown or reposted in a future date. Otherwise, the tyrants who control the internet will wipe out all of the truth.